So if you're like me, you've been struggling forever with figuring out exactly how to organize yourself, your brain, your life, all those things.
I've tried everything. I've tried every single planner you can imagine. These are just the ones I purchased for the last year. As you can see here, I also have a tendency to scribble in notebooks. And all of my ideas are everywhere, all over the place, and I literally buy these notebooks by the case. Well, I definitely needed a better way to handle all of this mess.
Now, why am I publishing this video on this channel? It's because, honestly, I think that a lot of us are in a similar boat. Whether it's due to CPTSD or it's due to having ADD or some other memory issue as a result of narcissistic abuse, a lot of us are creative people, and even though we might be organized in certain areas of our lives, we could use a little help when it comes to certain things. So I did find myself being very organized when it comes to things like the Google Calendar, but that's all electronic and it's only convenient for things like appointments for me. But when it, little tasks, but when it comes to my creative outlet, when it comes to organizing my thoughts, my brain, all the things I want to do, all the projects I'm working on, I have previously been a mess, and I'll explain all that in a minute. But today at queenbeing.com, we're going to talk about bullet journaling and exactly why it works for me and why you might like to try it too. The best part of it is that all you really need to get started is any notebook and a pen. So let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. Does that sound good to you? If so, hit that subscribe button and we'll just get going. Like I said, I've been trying to figure out a way to make my life work forever. And I've only been doing this system a short time, but it's really working for me so far. I've already seen some pretty big results. I talked about it on Facebook the other day, and a lot of people said, I want to know about that. And then today in my mastermind group, I actually physically showed them my existing bullet journal and explained how it worked for me. And they were like, we want to do that too. So I thought I have to share it with you guys. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the whole thing right now. I'm going to explain to you exactly how I do it, how it works, and show you the whole system. So take a look at this.
So this is my bullet journal. Now if you stick around till the end, I'll show you what's inside of it. Let's start talking about the system. First thing I want to talk about is what a bullet journal is exactly. So it's kind of a trend right now. It has been for a while, but here's the thing. It's in the planner and getting organized communities online. So this video is just one of many you can watch. There are so many other ones, but a bullet journal might not be something you've heard about. So if you haven't, I'm just going to give you a quick overview. If you love to-do lists, you love checklists, don't miss this one. If you have too many things to remember and think about on a daily basis, and you need a simple system to help you keep track, bullet journaling was made for you. We all have a lot of different daily tasks, appointments, various things we need to remember. Trying to keep track of everything in your head becomes exhausting. And if you manage a team at work or a family at home, good gosh, it's nearly impossible. Just think of how much more productive and less stressed you can be if you stop trying to remember all this stuff. A bullet journal is a way of keeping track of everything you need to do in one notebook. It usually consists of 3 different parts. The first part includes the index and the key. They occupy the first 2 pages of your journal, and they help you to stay on track with what's where and how the journal works. Now the second part consists of a monthly log or calendar and then running daily entries. More on how these work in just a minute. The last part of a bullet journal is something called collections or lists. They are just that, lists of related things you want to keep track of. For example, you might have a list of books that you want to read or a list of clients you need to contact this month. The idea with a bullet journal is that you set aside 2 pages for your index, and then you record things as they come up throughout your day, your week, or your month. At the beginning of each month, you set up a monthly page. This is your space to record appointments, anniversaries, and things like that. Some bullet journalers are just going to simply make a list numbered 1 to 30 or 31 and then leave space to note appointments as they come up. Others prefer to draw a more traditional monthly calendar grid over 2 pages. So you can try whichever way works for you. I tend to do the grid thing so far. As you draw out each monthly grid or list at the beginning of each month, make note of what page it is on in your index. And then on the next blank page, enter today's date and start recording things you need to take care of. Appointments to keep today, and anything else that you need to keep track of, including quick notes and ideas. This is where your key comes in handy. There are two common ways to do your key, along with the many variations in between. The original way is shown here on the Bullet Journal Creator's website. His name's Writer Carol, and it shows you that tasks are represented by a simple dot and include any kind of actionable items like pick up dry cleaning or whatever. The task bullet, he says, does a lot of heavy lifting. So in the bullet journal, so there are 3 additional states. The X means the task is done. The forward arrow means the task is migrated. The left pointing arrow means the task is scheduled. Here's the key in my bullet journal. It's a little fancier, sort of. I have the same things he does, plus I have a dash for a note, a circle for an event, star for a priority, exclamation point for inspiration, an I for explore, a little tree for ongoing because I think that means growth to me, and a little swirl for a goal, a plan, or a someday idea. When you're ready to give bullet journaling a try, you're going to want to decide exactly the type of journal that you want to use. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of the 3 main types that people can use. And this should make your decision a little easier. Most importantly, though, you just really need to start. Get your feet wet, and if you need to, switch to a different type of journal until you find the one that's right for you. You just need a plain notebook. The easiest way to get started is with any notebook that you have lying around. Of course, you could also pick up a cheap one at the store. If you want to just give this a try, it doesn't matter if it's ruled, lined, or has blank pages. Any type of notebook will work. The advantage is that it's easy and it's cheap and, it's something you can kind of play around with. The disadvantage is that inexpensive notebooks tend to fall apart after a lot of use. They're not very customizable and you have to number the pages yourself. That being said, I recommend this is where you start, especially if you're on a tight budget. Give it a try and just check it out. See if bullet journaling is going to work for you. If so, then you can move on to one of the other types of notebooks. A Moleskine or a Leuchtturm, I don't even know how to say that, notebook, when you're ready to upgrade to a journal. I use the Leuchtturm one that I don't know how to say. You'll enjoy writing in these and you're more proud to display them if you want to. If so, then go ahead and consider spending a few extra bucks on those. You're going to end up with a nice sturdy book that you can carry around with you or keep by your desk. In addition to making your bullet journaling a nicer experience, a quality notebook has some added benefits. The paper is going to be nicer to write on, first of all, and usually there are quite a few pages. So yours might be able to fit an entire year's worth of notes in one notebook. Bullet journaling requires you to use numbered pages in your journal for indexing. So there are a few different editions available, including the one I use, which is listed on this slide that I can't pronounce. A third option is a travel journal or a Midori. This way you can keep a dedicated insert for collections, and this is just like a piece of leather used as a cover and a series of replaceable inserts that are all held in place by elastic bands. Now you keep your collections until you're ready to replace it and start a new journal for those. And as promised, here's a quick peek into my journal. Now, obviously I can't show you everything because I've been actively using this for my actual life, but take a look and see what you think. I think the reason this works for me, it was invented by this guy, Writer Carol, as you can see in this photo. He actually has ADHD like I do, and he developed a system that worked for him. As flexible as it is and easy as it is to use, I can't stop. My original intention was to make a much more detailed video than this, but I've put together a list of all the different kinds of pages you can use, or at least the basic ones, over that link in the description below. So go take a look at that. And if you want me to make another video on this, let me know in the comments. In the meantime, though, take a look around YouTube. There are so many people actually doing entire channels about bullet journaling that I don't really think you're going to need me to make another video. But if you want to know which one I'm using and which pens I'm using, go ahead and click the links in the comments below.
This brings me to the question of the day. And the question of the day is, are you thinking about trying this? Have you done this before? Are you a planner junkie like me and you kind of end up with a lot of planners with not a lot of stuff in them, or a lot of starts, not a lot of finishes? Let me know. Share your thoughts and your experiences in the comments section below, and let me know what you think about all this. By the way, before I wrap up, let me just tell you really quickly, there is a link below that links out to my queenbeing.com site with a list of resources if you are interested in learning more about bullet journal from writer Carol, or if you would like to get the book that I have or the pens that I use or anything like that, all in the description below inside that link. All right? That's all I've got for you right now. As always, thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you soon.
It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body. Take care of your soul. Nurture the real you and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin. and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.